First off, we'd like everybody to know that we're speaking to Henry O, President and CEO of Global World
And global tours.
and Global Tours. Tell us about what does Global Tours and Global World do?
My company, about half of them is half of my business is for the outbound, half of my business inbound. So we are well balanced, and we've been around in Korea 47 years. So we are a very good company, and number one, what we call, we used to have a license from the government. My license number is number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 no longer exist. So I'm the number one in Korean market.
I see the Olympic emblem here on your business card.
Yes.
Why is that there?
We represent the Korea Olympic Committee. So we handle all the athletes going to Olympic Games or the Asian Games or the University Games. So we are the official agent for the KOC, not the IOC.
Gotcha.
So
I'm particularly interested in inbound Korea. How is that? How is it generally doing that business?
used
inbound?
to be, my inbound market is bigger than my outbound market, obviously, because Korea was not free to travel. Long time ago, the government always asked foreigners to visit Korea. So nowadays, last year, we have 6.7 million visitors who visited Korea, but we have 13 million Koreans going to all over the world.
Okay.
So now, used to be inbound market was bigger, but now the outbound market, boom, about double the size.
And which markets do you service for the inbound? American, Japanese, Taiwan?
My main inbound market is from Japan. Yeah, Japan is about 80%, and other market is about 20%. I'm not really particularly into China market yet, but I'm in the Hong Kong market because Hong Kong, with the Cathay Pacific, during the winter time, the ski tour is very popular for the Chinese because they do not have snow in Hong Kong.
Right. Now, ASTA, American Society of Travel Agents, recently held their conference in
Right.
Jeju.
Right.
How did that go? Were you there?
I was
visiting?
not there because I was on overseas trip, but
I
I
see.
thought, I was told that it was very successful. And my father also was a long-time ASTA member and PATA member, so I wanted to go, but I couldn't go.
Right.
And ASTA is a good organization.
Yes, I mean, Korea's been a friend of ASTA for a number of years now. Korea, I'm just thinking of things about Korea. Korea also is a sponsored donor for the United Nations World Tourism Organization's STEP program. Stop, poverty and tourism.
Yes.
That really took a lot of limelight around the world for that. Are you getting many Europeans and Americans nowadays? Is that increased? Just the same net?
About the same.
About the same.
Used to be our company handled a lot of package tour from wholesale tour from America, but since American big tour operators, they stopped selling the package tour to Korea.
Right.
So right now we are maybe some incentive market or sometimes a big conference. So the conventions.
Yes.
So I'm trying to go out and then try to host and help any organization to host any convention or congress in Korea. In fact, Seoul Asian Congress, Korea would love to host 2010 in Korea.
Okay, Skull, we hear that? Okay.
Yeah, Seoul, please.
2010. Where would you have it, by the way? What are the top 2-3 choices?
Our first choice is Incheon, the airport city. Incheon is a new airport, and 1 month ago, this Incheon got elected as a hosted city for the Asian Game in 2014. So it's right next to the airport. It's a gateway for the Korea.
And choice number 2? Or there's only one
Seoul.
choice?
So,
Okay.
so popular city, everybody loves it. So
And Australia market, is that a strong inbound or about
not
the same?
strong inbound.
Okay. So it's basically Asia.
Asia.
People like yourself, what do you get out of Scout?
Oh, simple because number one, I'm the second generation scallion.
Second gen, okay.
That means my father was a charter member for Korea, Seoul chapter.
Wow.
So he founded it with his colleague like a JP and his other friends. So automatically, when I was a little baby, I was introduced. I was forced to go. Once I joined my father's company, I had no choice because back then already my father is on old age. So I said, I stopped going, so you go instead of me. So I had no choice.
And so now that you've been in Scout,
And then I joined Scout in 1991, and already about 16 years. And I was a president last year.
of Scout,
I was Scout of Seoul.
Seoul.
And through this organization, I met a lot of good friends, not only in Korea, but also all over the world. And the beauty is, see, our chapter, for example, half the member is Korean, who live in Korea, do the business in Korea, but half of them is foreigners,
Expatriates in Ukraine.
like a GMs for Hilton, GMs for Hyatt. Comes in, work for 2 or 3 years, and then they move back to their hometown or next destination. So, past 16 years, how many general managers gone through this equation? That means I have all over the world about 100 my friends who are still the GM of the top brand hotels,
Wow, right.
right? So wherever I go, I call them up and I pay,
Bet.
but I get the best room.
Sure you pay.
Yeah, I should pay. I tell you this, I have 3 weeks ago, one of my major account, life insurance company, had a 400 invited guests. We were supposed to go to Singapore, take a stock cruise. But the CEO was very reluctant to have everybody on the one ship, cruise ship. Just
Right.
if something happens, then his company will
Right.
boom, gone.
Yeah.
So he was really worried about it. So finally, he changed the destination to Sydney within 14 days left. I have to cancel everything.
In
He says-
Singapore?
in Singapore. He says, don't worry about the deposit. I really care about my company employees' security.
It's a
That's
Korean
all.
company.
Korean company. Okay, 14 days left. And they say, company will want to go to the site inspection next morning. It was a Friday night. I have one night to prepare for my hotels and then all those arrangements. I called my general manager in Marriott in Seoul, who is a SCAR member, who came from Australia. Robert, this is the situation. I need somebody from your contact introduce me. He says, Henry, don't worry. Marriott GM, Sydney is my friend. I will contact him and he's contact you. Next morning, 8 o'clock in my time, it's 9 o'clock Sydney time, he called me my home. So we talked. Within 6 hours, everything is set. That night, my step went. Done. It was possible because my SCAR friendship. I mean, that really benefits the relations that I have strongly with the GMs